Hello, in this video, we'll see train problems as applied to time, distance, and speed. Train problems are basically an application of time, distance, and speed, and using the same concepts and same formula, which we'll see later. This is just a recap of our earlier video. This is a relationship between speed, distance, and time. We know from the classical formula, we know, and earlier also we have seen in our earlier videos that S is equal to d by t, which is speed is equal to distance upon time. This is the classical formula for time and distance, and all problems are solved using this formula. In this formula, it is very important the left-hand side unit should match the right-hand side unit. And for that, one conversion is very important and very frequently used. That is conversion of kilometer per hour to meters per second. What happens is, in the problems, generally the speed is given in kilometer per hour, but the distance is given in meters and time is given in seconds. So to convert kilometer per hour to meters per second, one has to multiply by 5 by 18. And similarly, to convert meters per second to kilometers per hour, one has to multiply by 18 by 5. Now let's see the train situation. This is the first situation where train is crossing a signal. Okay, this is the signal. Now let's see. From this point, train will start crossing the signal. The length of the train is 50 meters. Okay. At this point, the train has crossed the signal. And how much distance it has crossed? It has crossed 50 meters. That is, it has crossed the length of the train. So in such cases and in such situations, train travels 50 meters before crossing the signal. That is, distance is 50 meters, which is distance is equal to the length of the train when a train crosses a signal in this situation. Signal width is considered negligible unless and until a width is given. And the situation is same when a train crosses a stationary pole. Instead of this signal, there can be a pole or there can be a person standing there. The situation is same, and in all cases, distance is taken as 50 meters. Let's see the other situation. This is situation number 2, where train is crossing a platform in a station. Platform length is 100 meters. Let's say platform length is 100 meters. Now the train will start crossing the platform from this point. Let's see. And at this point, the train has fully crossed the platform. So how much distance is it travel? It has traveled first 100 meters and 50 meters. That is, it has traveled 150 meters. So train travels 150 meters before crossing the platform. That is, distance here is the length of the platform, which is 100 meters, and the length of the train, which is 50 meters. You add both of the thing in this case, and in this situation when a train is crossing a platform. Situation is same when a train crosses a bridge or any other stationary object with a width. It can be a tunnel, train crossing a tunnel. The situation will be same. Let's see the third situation. You must have traveled on train, and when you move in a train and some other train comes from the opposite direction, what do you feel? You feel that that train is going very, very fast, and your train, you find yourself as a stationary. Your train is not moving. You'll feel like that, but the other train moves very fast. Actually, what happens at that point of time is your speed, your train speed is also transferred on the other train speed, and that looks to be very fast because at that time, that train's speed looks to you as the train of speed, your train's speed as well as plus that train's speed. This is basically a relative velocity problem. So this is two trains are coming. Now from this point, both the trains will cross each other. One train is 50 meters in length and it is traveling at 70 kilometers per hour. The other train is 80 meters in length and is traveling at 80 kilometers per hour. And they are traveling in opposite directions. Now let's see. At this point, each train has crossed the other train. Now, what is the distance traveled in this case? The distance of travel by each train to cross the other will be 80 meters plus 50 meters, which is 130 meters. And what is the speed at which one train will cross the other? It will be the addition of this speed plus this speed. That is, it will become 150 kilometers per hour. This is the addition of both these speeds. And that is why in such situations, the train looks to be passing very fast to you when you are traveling in the opposite direction. That is not its actual speed, but you feel like that. And the situation is same when a train crosses any other running object from the opposite side. The situation remains the same, only the direction should be opposite to each other. And the situation 4, which is the last situation, two trains moving in the same direction. Here also, if you see in reality, if you travel in a train and another train passes and both our trains are passing in the same direction, you will see that that train, if it is faster than your train, then it will pass very slowly. It will cross very slowly. It will be not as fast as when it is traveling in the opposite direction. So what happens in this case? See, these two trains are crossing. The first train has crossed the second train, and while crossing, the first train has traveled this meter plus this meter. So the distance here is again 130 meters, 80 meters and 50 meters. And what speed this train crosses this train is 80 minus 70. Now here it is minus, here it's subtraction. Here is a difference of both these speeds. So 80 minus 70 is 10. So it crosses this train crosses this train at 10 kilometers per hour. And that is why you see it is very slowly it crosses that train. So each train covers distance of 130 meters, 50 meters plus 80 meters, length of each train. And the speed at which any one train will cross the other is 10 kilometers per hour, which is the difference of both the train speeds. And the situation remains same when a train crosses any other running object or moving object in the same direction. These are the 4 situations, and all problems are based on these situations and all train problems are based on these situations. So let's solve some problems. Let's see first problem. A train of length 200 meters takes 125 seconds to cross the tunnel of length 250 meters. Find the speed of the train. So length of the train is 200 meters. Time here is 125 seconds and length of tunnel is 250 meters. What is the situation here? The situation is same as train crossing a platform. So situation is same as the train crossing a platform. And in this given problem, distance is equal to length of train plus length of tunnel, which means 200 plus 250. So distance becomes 200 plus 250. That is 400 meters. And time taken is, it's given here, is 125 seconds. So therefore, speed of the train is equal to distance upon time. Remember the classical formula of time, distance, and speed is equal to 450 by 125, which is equal to 3.6 meters per second. So the speed of the train is 3.6 meters per second. Hope this is clear. Let's see the second problem. A bike and the train are running in the same direction at a speed of 34 km per hour and 70 km per hour respectively. Speed of bike is 34 kilometers per hour, speed of train is 70 kilometers per hour. The length of the train is 200 meters. Find the time taken by the train to cross the bike. Now, this is the situation where two trains are traveling, the same situation as two trains traveling in the same direction. Here, instead of that another train, it is a bike, but both are traveling in the same direction. So, situation is that of two trains traveling in same direction and one train crossing the other. Speed of train is 70 km per hour. It's given, and speed of bike is 34 kilometers per hour. Thus, the speed at which one train will cross the bike, or which the train will cross the bike, sorry, will be speed of train minus speed of bike, as we have seen in the earlier situation, which will be equal to 36 km per hour. And if you convert 36 km per hour to meters per second, it becomes 10 meters per second. Why meter? Because the length of the train is in meters. Since the length of the bike is not given, it can be assumed as 0 and negligible. Thus, the time taken by train is equal to distance upon a speed is equal to 200 by 10 meters by meters per second. Meters cancels out, and then finally you get 20 seconds. So the train takes 20 seconds to cross the bike in this situation. Okay. Let's see the third problem. A train 1200 meters long is traveling at a speed of 400 meters per second. Another train approaching is traveling at a speed of 500 meters per second. It takes them 2.4 seconds to cross each other completely. Find the length of the second train. See here, length of the first train is given, which is 1200 meters. Speed is given, which is 400 meters per second. The other train approaching means it is coming from the opposite direction. So both trains are traveling in opposite directions, and that speed is 50 meters. They take 2.4 seconds to cross each other completely, and then you have to find the length of the second train. Let's see. Train 1, the first train length is 1200 meters, it's given, and speed is 400 meters per second, right? For train 2, let us assume the length is equal to L meters. Let us assume length is equal to 2 L meters, and speed is given, which is 500 meters per second. Since both trains are traveling in opposite directions, the speed at which one train will cross the other is 400 plus 500, which is 900. See, both these speeds will be added because they are traveling in the opposite direction. And the distance covered in meters will be 1200 plus L meters. 1200 is the length of the first train, and L is the length of the second train. Just this is the situation when two trains are traveling in opposite directions. Since time taken to cross each other is 2.4 seconds, then applying the formula S is equal to D by T, or T is equal to D by S, means time is equal to distance upon speed. 2.4, which is your time, 2.4 seconds is equal to 1200 plus L, which is the length, D, divided by 900 meters per second, which is your speed. Solving this, you finally get that length is equal to 960 meters. L is equal to 960 meters, and L is what? L is the length of the second train. So length of the second train is 960 meters. Hope you will have liked this video. Thank you very much. Have a nice day.